Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show with your hosts Ken Tizzard and Music for Goats. Brought to you in full color and stereo sound with amplification provided by Trainer. Broadcasting into the world from Storyhouse Studios in Campbellford, Ontario, you'll hear the best in old country, folk, Americana, punk rock, and 80s music delivered into your homes every week for free. And don't forget your regular dose of new and original songs from Music for Goats. Never be alone on a Wednesday night again, 8 p.m. Eastern and 9:30 for those of you in Newfoundland. Join the Whiskey Wednesday regulars on Facebook to be a part of the conversation, or watch on YouTube as well. Pour a drink, a cup of tea, or a nice cold long tooth. Roll up your best smoke and sit back and relax. Don't forget to hit the share button to help spread the word. The Whiskey Wednesday Show, every week. Cheers.
You're on, Ken.
Barry says I'm on, but yet I look at the screen and I don't see that I'm on. Barry, are you sure that I'm on? Maybe I'm about to be on. There we go.
You're on here, yeah.
We're on here now, and we're almost on here, and boom, we're on there. Oh, there we go. We're on everywhere. We are literally on everywhere. This is the Whiskey Wednesday Show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Tizzard. Just trying to get my life here situated for the evening so I can sit back comfortably, hang out with y'all for 75 minutes or so with some of my closest friends, the Goats and Barry, and Stan, of course. And we've got a friend here tonight too, Archie. Archie's really cute.
Alfie? You mean Alfie?
Archie, yeah.
Alfie, yeah.
No, I think Archie is better. We've just all been calling him
That's
Archie.
too bad. He's not your dog, so you don't get to name him or rename him.
I always have to. I have to tell people when they leave their dogs with us. I said there's a good chance that I'll break them from whatever training you've given them. Will probably be gone by the time you pick them up. But I'm just kidding.
No, he's not.
Tonight we are here celebrating the memory and the life's work of Ron Hynes, not his entire life works, good Lord. Some songs of his that I really enjoyed and recorded after he died. Those of you who know me, you know the stories. They go on for hours and hours and hours of the time that I spent hanging out with Mr. Hynes on the road and his impact on me in my life. But we're just going to play the music tonight and sort of have a little bit of fun with that. Hey, Debbie Parson, Richard, Steve, David Hurst, nice to see you in the house. GMH, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Some great music you guys are doing out there. I can see a little video clip. It's you with your band and you solo and stuff. You're doing just great. A lot of the younger folks that I met when they were like, 10, 11, 12, 13, and wanted to get into music. Now they're like in their 20s and they're doing things. It's like, oh, cool. These people have grown up. Anyway, it's nice to see you. Restream is working. Everything is great. Let's get going here. With the 20th century still in bloom, and fair conception, babe. Oh, the world turned round, the men were bound, all for the USA, all for the USA. Onto the streets of a New York town, they poured like morning tides to raise the concrete and the steel up to the New York sky, up to the New York sky. Well, can you read and write? Can you drink and fight? Can you take the nights alone? You can make a life for a child and a wife while far away from home, while far away from home. You can tip your hat to a Chelsea girl. She'll free you from the cold. She'll lend a tender, loving ear to every story told, to every story told. And you got the hands, if you got the heart, if you got the cold steel nerve, you can rant and roar on a New York floor. You'll get what you deserve. You'll get what you deserve. Well, there's them who'll fold and them who'll freeze and crawl home in dismay, curse the hand of God above. They'll break right down and pray. They'll break right down and pray. With the 20th century still in bloom and fair Conception Bay, oh, the world turned round and men were bound, all for the USA, all for the USA. For the USA. Originally done by Ron, recorded by Ron a cappella. And it leads into a song, sort of a raucous, sort of marching song called For the USA. No, that was For the USA. Goes into a Here Come the Yanks. Sorry, it's one piece of music, but it's For the USA into Here Come the Yanks. And it's quite interesting. But when I was checking out earlier versions of this song, because I had never seen Ron do it live, I found a video of him doing it when he was writing the song. It was one of those workshop songwriter things, and he was playing a couple of chords along with it. So that's kind of where I got the idea for that arrangement of the tune. I don't know if Aunt Betty's here or not tonight. If anybody sees her, tell her I said hi. We're going to do Aunt Betty and Boyd's tune now. Sitting around playing cards on a Saturday night. It's a full house here on Booth Street.
Speaking of cards.
The girls are home. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for tying that one together for me, Mr. Grant. This one's called 30 for 60. I don't have the five in my hand, not a last leg to stand upon. But what the hell, I'm going 30 for 60. Let the night swell. Somebody fix me a single malt whiskey. And I don't have the jack or the ace, but I've got on my good poker face, and I'm holding my queen. Going 30 for 60, feeling hungry and lean. Life's about chances, and the king's in the kitty. 30 for 60. You can take this to heart, you can gamble your soul. I'm 65 now, and I'm still in a hole. Life's just a game, it's a grand piece of fun, but there's little left I can go. And I don't have the jack or the ace, but I've got on my good poker face, and I'm holding my queen. Going 30 for 60, feeling hungry and lean. Life's about chances, and the king's in the kitty. my hand. But I recall my old man used to say, what the hell, I'm going 30 for 60, let the night swell. Somebody fix me a single malt whiskey, 30 for 60, 30 for 60, 30 for 60, 30 for 60. I'm just sitting here and watching the sort of comments come by as you all sort of lay a little story out for me to read as the night goes by. It's weird. This thing used to scare me at first because it used to freak me out because it distracted me. Now I'm sort of, I'm playing the song, I'm singing the song, I'm into the song, I'm remembering the lyrics, and then I'm also sort of reading, and it's just kind of scrolling in front of me, this little story. It's really neat. But I just had to chuckle because just as we were coming to the end of that song, it was just kind of mellowing down, and then I just see greetings from Montreal with a BlackBerry G&T in hand, XO, from Alison Aylward. And it's just sort of, it seems so perfect, Alison, that you're just in Montreal sitting back with a BlackBerry gin and tonic. That just makes so much sense. I hope you're having a wonderful night out there. I saw a picture last week of you and your brother, and I think this week of you and your sister, who I actually didn't know you had a sister, or maybe I did, and I'm getting confused, but anyways, it looks like you're living a good old life out there, Alison. I hope everything's well. The Aaron Christmas show is coming up November 5th. That is next Thursday, December 5th. Thank you very much. That's next Thursday, right?
Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow? Really? Excellent.
Yeah.
I did speak to the people down there today, and there's a whack of tickets sold, so that's really good. There are some tickets left, so get your tickets. It's going to be a fun night. We got 19 bands at this point. I think it'll probably round out as 20. If not, I'll ask one of the band to split into a duo, and that way we're going to have an even number of participants for the evening. But that's going to be a lot of fun if you're around, so come out for that. We're going to do another Ron. So I'm actually doing, I decided the best way to do it, aside from a few kickers like 30 for 60, the best way to do it was just to play it in the order of the album that we put together. The album was called A Good Dog Is Lost, and it featured Most of Us. It was actually put out before.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, no, but it was put out before Music for Goats were a thing.
Ken Kelly on guitar,
Yes.
Luke Mercier
Yes, it was.
on fiddle and
Everything else.
mandolin, probably.
Yep.
Yeah,
And Steve on drums.
Steve Dagg.
but we
on the
also
drums.
had Boomer, Paul Stamp. No, Boomer wasn't on it, but Kinsman was. Kinsman played accordion on it. Sandy
Yes.
Morris played some acoustic and electric guitar on it. So yeah, it was a lot of.
And Amelia Kern sang on
That's
St.
right.
John's Waltz.
It's a beautiful album. I listened to it this afternoon.
It's great.
I haven't listened to it in a while, but
To remind myself how these songs go,
exactly. This is a hello, Contrabanjo and Russ, RJ Musgrove. How you doing, buddy? This is the first song I played live with Ron after never getting a rehearsal with him before we did our first tour. That's some good whiskey tonight. Oh my. That's that cherry whiskey. Salty up on the corner is making it. It's a really good price too, but cherry whiskey. I'm gonna thumb pick this one. Send this one out to Alison Aylward, and of course my wife Alison. Everything's dedicated to you, love. But Alison Aylward, bringing us back to that time when we used to all hang out and go out, out to Beachy Cove for the weekend or out to Flat Rock or whatever, a gang of us. The song always reminds me of those times. And I dreamed it was 1962. I dropped a quarter in the jukebox and I played a song for you. I kissed you by the Pinball King. We were listening to Del Shannon sing. I had all his records, he was my favorite then. Well, him and Brian Wilson, that's all gone. Won't come back again. That's all gone. Won't come back again. I woke and I put on my father's shoes. I stood out on the front porch like he used to do. Stepped across the morning sands. The skyline only showed a sign of rain. Mine would be the only footprints that remain. That's all gone. It won't come back again. It's all gone. It won't come back again. It was something I meant to say. Too many words got in the way. And I dreamed that it was 1962. I lit a fire on a beach and I lay in the sand with you. We slept songs until the rains would come. Straight across the fields we'd run. You wrapped your sweater around my first guitar. I walked you home. That's all gone. Won't come back again. It's all gone. Won't come back again. It was something I meant to say. Too many words got in the way. And I dreamed that it was 1962. I dropped a quarter in the jukebox and I played a song for you. I kissed you by the Pinball King. We were listening to Del Shannon sing. I had all his records, he was my favorite then. Him and Brian Wilson, that's all gone. It won't come back again. That's all gone. Won't come back again. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, it's always so much fun to play these Ron tunes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't have a skateboarding video for you tonight, but there are still, I think there are 6 of these decks left, 6 or 8, or maybe less, that was last week, of the Whiskey Wednesday Show Music for Goats deck, which is available at MLM Skates. And if you were to grab one and set it up, you might be able to be a part of something I'm doing this winter. That's cool there, Barry. Thanks. I'm not going to say anything more about it, but I got something planned for the winter that if you happen to own a skateboard, you might be able to participate with. Just little Easter eggs, Easter eggs for Christmas. It's nothing better than Easter eggs for Christmas. We're going back down this way now for a little bit of a ghost story. We all like ghost stories, don't we, Neil?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Why don't you start that creepy E minor stuff there while I'm finishing tuning, and I'll just join you as we talk about ghost stories. It's funny, that was one of
Do
the
I
first.
get paid overtime?
Absolutely, absolutely. Intro time, you get paid. One of the first records I ever got was actually an Alfred Hitchcock story record, and I did look it up online a couple years ago and found it. I can't remember what it's called, but I listened to a digital version of it. It's so great. And I actually had a sample of it while we were tuning for this song. We used to play the sample from the Hitchcock album, where he was introducing,
Was it
welcome.
the same music as he used to do a TV show, right?
Yes, it wasn't the
Come
intro
on.
music from the TV show. No, it was like him speaking and introducing the album. Welcome to the evening. But it was that crazy voice that he had with sort of scary noises.
Evening.
Yeah, he had that big round voice. It was just amazing. One, two, three, four. He was sitting on the stairway, my heart filled up with dread. My hands was clenched, his clothes were drenched, I knew that he was dead. And I turned away a moment, and when I looked down he was gone. And I went and awoke my mother, I said, Mother, something's wrong, something's wrong. He was here but for a moment, those were the words she spoke. I thought that I was dreaming, but it was an hour ago I woke. And I swear I heard him call my name, and a horrid grinding sound. I swear, my dear, he's lost his way, his ship has run aground, it's run aground. Go down and wake your brother and your baby sister too. Say nothing now of what's occurred, but say I've things to do. There's a shortwave radio up the cove for ship to shore distress. Go down and get some breakfast, and I'll get up and get dressed. The dawn was fairly breaking as she headed down the path, where the waters crashed across the rocks with all its rage and wrath. And her heart had gone to ashes, and the ice chewed through her bones. And her footsteps fell like granite, and she came back home alone. She stood inside the doorway, and she turned towards the cove. She took down the blessed crucifix, and she burned it in the stove. And we all stood in the kitchen, like travelers in the rain, waiting on some distant platform to board some lonely train. Well, that was 60 years ago, and my mother's in the ground. My brother and sister, they moved away and left me the house and the land. And I sell my socks and sweaters to the tourists from away. There's a monthly old age pension, and it keeps the wolf at bay. And I count the days. And when the night comes stealing, he drifts in on the mist. He sits quietly there in his rocking chair so he won't disturb my rest. And when I wake with morning light, he's gone to sea once more. Go downstairs and light the stove, lights all water from the floor. I mops all water from the floor. Oh, I needed this tonight. It's been a busy week. There's been a lot of people around. The girls have been around. It's been Taylor Swift week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I need to save my energy to talk for that. I need to make sure I can get it all in. You know, it's such a huge thing, especially here in this household with two Swifties and Mom being a Swiftie from afar or whatever they call those. Swiftie away.
Not quite as swift.
Away Swiftie. I'm not sure. Swiftie, I'm not sure anyways. I'll think of something. But either way, the exciting news is it's Wednesday and tomorrow is Thursday and then it's Friday. But it's a special Friday. Mr. Grant doesn't know about this, do you?
I do not.
You
No.
don't. Do you know what Friday is?
What's happening?
Do you know this? What's happening this Friday, Dave? You don't know either? Oh my God. Well, it's Black Friday.
Oh.
And but the cool thing about Black Friday is that Spirit Leaf here in town is having a massive. They've got like over 420 items on sale.
Yeah.
All right.
And apparently it's going to be a big blowout of a sale. So this Friday at Spirit Leaf here in Campbellford, Ontario, that's where I'll be visiting at some point. I might coordinate that visit with a much-needed going to Belleville for a little of Pitcherberry when you're ready. A little bit of this. Oh, look at that. Deadwood Sound. That is the... That's the reverb tank that I used when I was out at Matt Mays' place when we were out at the barn, my sister. Yeah. And I kind of fell in love with it, but I couldn't quite tell if it was the whole amp or if it was just that. And anyways, he just messaged me recently and said, I've just built a new one. I haven't put it in anything yet, but it's just the bare components. If you want to try it out and see if it is what you're looking for, then that'd be cool. So he's in Belleville, so I might try and coordinate a swing down to Belleville and a stop at the big Spirit Leaf 420 sale. Thank you, Barry. That's great. And do a little bit of shopping on Friday, you know, because being, you know, a folk musician who doesn't tour anymore is so lucrative.
Just slightly more lucrative than when you did tour.
Only slightly more lucrative than when I did tour.
Less expensive, put it that way.
You're funny and you're true. This is the title track from the record. Good dog is lost. There's a sign above the counter at the corner store with an address and a phone to call. Still in all it said, a little bit more it said, hey there stranger, well I can hardly believe that someone that I love that much has forgotten about me. If you find her, you can only return to me at any cost. For a good dog is lost somewhere out there tonight upon a darkened street, running breathless with a wild beating heart, in all directions on 4 tiny feet, calling, hey there stranger. Well, I can hardly believe that someone that I love that much has run away from me. Look at all these people tucked away in their houses, watching reruns of Who's the Boss. For a good dog is lost, and a tired clerk behind the counter says, every day in tiny ways we disappear. On a night like this, it's better him than me out there. For a good dog is lost. So to fly beneath the windshield wiper of my car, so I stashed it in my groceries. Caught this expression in my rearview mirror. It said, hey there stranger, I can hardly believe that a picture of a puppy drawn with a crayon can get to a guy like me. Guess I'll just go out and drive around. You know I'll never sleep, I'll just turn and toss. For a good dog is lost. A good dog is lost. A good dog is lost. Good dog is lost. Oh my. Well, we haven't done any gardening, so we haven't had any gardening segments. But what has happened is I moved my lime tree. I have a lime tree. I bought a lemon tree a couple years ago. Turns out it's a lime tree, not a lemon tree, which is fine because it's still a cool tree.
Still very pretty.
It's still very pretty, and it makes fruit, which is neat. But the lemon trees have a real great scent about them, very lemony. Whereas the lime trees don't really have like a limey scent per se. Anyways, I've had it for a few years, and we bring it back and forth, inside out, and I brought it in this year, and it was looking pretty good after being outside all summer. But after about a week inside, it started exploding. All this new green growth, and then it started to flower. I think I got the picture there. That was it when I first brought it in. It was getting just a couple of these little nubs on these little white things. I thought, that's neat. I've never seen that before on it. And then within a week, it turned into there was hundreds of these things, and they were huge. They were like as big as toonies, around, these massive flowers all over this huge tree sprouting all these new leaves. So it seems to be really happy. It overhangs my bed a little bit, so I'm kind of living with it all winter. So I'm glad it's happy and not looking all just desperate and sickly. So that's something nice to look at. Thank you, Barry. It was so in lieu of gardening with the Tizzards, that's like a Tizzard plant. We're just trying to keep it alive. And we had fish for dinner tonight in lieu of fishing with Dave. So, Oh, the jokes keep coming, ladies and gentlemen. Man of a Million Songs, Mr. Ron Hynes. There's a documentary called The Man of 1,000 Songs, which is about Ron. Really cool. Great watch if you can get your hands on it. You could probably find it online, maybe. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know, because a lot of Ron's stuff is not online. I don't think his last record was even released digitally. I think there was CDs printed and that was it. Which is the way it went. And what was I getting to? Man of 1,000 Songs. Oh yeah. So there was always stories about where the title of this song came from, and it's kind of a Ron's character became the man of 1,000 songs. And apparently that was a response to his from Ron to his manager at one point in time when Ron's manager called him because a bar owner had said, well, how many songs does Ron Hynes know? Like if I'm going to book him. And Ron's response was, tell him I know 1,000 songs. So he immediately became the man of 1,000 songs. But the story behind Man of 1,000 Songs is a different thing altogether. It's kind of about a duality in life, I think. And I could never say what it's about because Ron would never tell. As Ron used to say, explanation is the ruination of art.
There you go.
I heard him say that to somebody one night when they were asking him about the meaning of a song. So I'll leave it at that. But it's a beautiful song. It's called The Man of 1,000 Songs. And we're doing it in B, right?
Yes. Yes, please. Would be perfect.
All right.
He's got a crimson red tattoo, keeps it hidden just above his t-shirt sleeve. It's a broken heart and the inscription reads, no love songs if you please. But he don't really mean that, it's his only cheapy tongue. He stands up and sings for them every night. He's the man of 1,000 songs. He knows the streets like he knows his last name. He knows the city from the wrong side out. He knows that time is cruel and any man's a fool who hides the truth behind his mouth. He knows the Duke of Earl, he knows my girl in the house of the rising sun. And the opening line on his marquee sign reads, the man of 1,000 songs. He knows an old hotel where the desk clerk will sell you your soul back reasonably cheap. Or this guy you can call when you crawl in a wall and the whole town's asleep. He don't promise what he don't deliver. He keeps it all in the easy keys. He don't dream beyond his expectation. He's got the stance down to a T. He's got a friend in the backstage alley. Got just the thing to make the night move along. Hey, Dave Fisher, it's in all requests like you might have guessed. He's the man of 1,000 songs. He knows an old hotel where the desk clerk will sell you your soul back reasonably cheap. Or this guy you can call when you crawl in a wall and the whole town's asleep. He don't promise what he don't deliver. He keeps it all in the easy keys. He don't dream beyond his expectations, but he's got the stance down to a T. He's got a friend in the backstage alley. Got just the thing to make the night move along. He's taking all requests like you might have guessed. He's the man of 1,000 songs. Oh, whoa, he's the man of 1,000 songs. So nice to play these songs. Wow, just like so many memories going through the old mind as I'm playing them. You've all heard so many of my stories over the years. They're recorded if you need to hear them. But wow, yeah, what a load of memories. Speaking of memories, hit it, Barry.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Every Wednesday we will be here, rain or shine, richer or poorer. Tip jar is in the link above. Never expected but always appreciated. Never confuse the size of your paycheck with the size of your talent. I've got all the money I'll ever need if I die by midnight. Always appreciated, never expected. Please feel free to drop us a line regarding anything, including a link to your money. Cheers.
Thank you, Barry. Oh, Paul Bum, thank you very much. Yeah, so nice to hear these songs. Yeah, you know, there's something cathartic about these songs. There really is. Yeah, it's an honor to play them. E flat for these next, for the next one, anyways, right? Is that where we're
Yes.
going? E flat. Yeah, Ron was. I'm just going to tune here while I talk a little bit about Ron. I was looking for a picture, like trying to find a picture of me and Ron, or I took a lot of pictures when I was touring with Ron, but he hated getting his picture taken. Well, actually, that's not true. He didn't hate getting his picture taken, but I'm also one of those people who, like, I don't like to take pictures of people so much unless it's. I got a lot of pictures of Ron sleeping, getting his nails done, things like that. Not sleeping in bed, no. Like on an airplane or a drive or something, you know. But I never really liked taking pictures of him. It didn't seem appropriate. So I didn't really have anything. But he was a really cool cat to hang out with, that's all I can say. Weird, temperamental, mean, friendly, loving, kind, smart, wise, and yet at the same time so foolish. Like a child, but smart as fuck. Not smart, wise, smart, age smart. He was just a weird guy, and I was really, really lucky to have a little bit of time of his life to hang out with, you know, and I was proud to support him and play bass with him and help him get to where he needed to get for the next show and make sure he got food in him and all that stuff, because he was pretty sick when we were out together. Okay, so this is a classic Ron tune here. 6/8. You can shoot off a cannon down the middle of Bond and attract no attention in downtown St. John's. This getting nowhere is getting to me. Wonder where can you go to be all you can be? Well, no regular Joe wants to haul up and go, just to wind up homesick with no one you know. Just a smoke and a beer and the sports on TV, feeling sorry you're left with no choice but to leave. There's no change in the weather, no change in me. Don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. And you can't eat the air, you can't drink the sea. No change in the weather, no change in me. You can shoot off a cannon from the top of Long's Hill, and a Gulliver's taxi might be all you would kill. We were promised the sun and the moon and the stars. We got weathered old clapboard and salt-rusted cars. So let me join in the leaving with all of the rest to Montreal, Calgary, and Vancouver West. Lay down on a sidewalk and kick off and die, watching people not looking as they hurry by. There's no change in the weather, no change in me. I don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. And you can't eat the air, you can't drink the sea. No change in the weather, no change in me. No change in me. I don't want to leave, but you can't live for free. Down here you can't live for free, and you can't eat the air, you can't drink the sea. No change in the weather, no change in me. Another beautiful song. Thank you, Ron, for leaving us with such a wealth of wonderful, wonderful music. Speaking of wealth and wonderful music, let's be honest here for a second. Taylor Swift, what a machine, eh?
Oh, there you go.
What a machine. I mean, she's no longer a teenager, even though for most of us old people, she's a brand new person on the scene, even though she's been around forever. It's just time gets weird as you get over 30. Like she's a fully matured adult. Like she's in her 30s.
Seems to be, yeah.
She's a businesswoman. She's a singer. She's a creator. She's a visionary. Caitlin and Cassidy went to see her, and the entire process from getting the tickets to learning they got the tickets to learning what the set list was, learning the set changes, learning the costume changes, learning the lyrics to every song there was, making the bracelets, going up to the show, going down the day before to buy merch. I mean, what a privilege to be able to do that. And they're so damn lucky. But for me to watch it happen, especially after being in the music machine myself in a much, a different world, being in a Canadian band, it was just it's just amazing to see. It's just amazing to see how much goes into what she's doing. And then, I know we talk a lot about these bands that are charging, $200-300 for a ticket for a show. I don't mind that. I don't mind a band charging $300 for a concert. You okay there, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a little bit of goose on your coffee? No, just got a little coffee on your goose.
He wasn't coffee.
I don't mind paying $300 for a concert, or even $500, because you'll pay that to go see good theater, and a lot of it is because of the sets and the changes and all that. And like Taylor's show, that 3-hour show with, I don't know, I think there was, I'm going to say like 27 set changes. I totally just made that up, but I think there was at least 11 eras, and they had like totally different sets, and like it's a crazy amount of work, and I see that. So it's interesting. It's a really interesting time right now, but there's lots of cool stuff going on with really, really neat people, and I think she's one of them. You all right there, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You haven't choked up on your coffee too
think
much?
so.
Okay, good. I think I got some pictures of the girls from the show, though. There they are. Look at them all glammed out. So everybody, well, I don't know if everybody does, but like they and all their friends, each picked an era. Caitlin's the Moonlight era, and Cassidy is the Mermaid Sunshine era. I just made that up. And but like the way they took Toronto over, and that was Caitlin with all of her friends. They all went with the lucky number 13 on their hand because it's Taylor's favorite lucky number, and Taylor has all these reasons why that are some legitimate and some just kind of like, well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I see how you made the number 13 work there again. She has a whole bunch of valid reasons why it's her lucky number. Anyways, it's pretty cool. I'm not a Swiftie. You can come back to me now, Barry. Oh no, there's another picture, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
Oh, it's the switch from one to another. There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, there's some of the set shit. Like these set things are, well, I mean, I'm not sure what you can see there, but just great, unbelievable stuff. That's some pictures from the show. It just looks like a fantastic time, and the girls had the time of their lives. And the whole experience going down early, and Alison said to me, she said, she said, they're not crazy. She said, we did it. She said, we went and lined up at record stores for midnight to go buy concert tickets and CDs when they came out, And then we went to the concert the day before and lined out and slept overnight, That was part of the experience. What key are we doing this in? We're doing it in D, right?
Is it Judgment?
Yeah.
Yeah, G.
Traffic Nightmare. Oh yeah. I believe me. I hear you, Tony. The traffic in Toronto would have been ridiculous. They actually closed down. Like it was funny. Like they had to. You guys all know that. You've seen the internet. I'm not telling you anything you don't know about shutting down streets in Toronto for Taylor. Or Toronto, as they're calling it now. You like that, eh, Mr. Grant? I thought you'd really like that one. What would Ron say? What would Ron say?
Something probably very sarcastic.
Either sarcastic or more profound than we could have possibly imagined. Explanation is the ruination of art, my friend. Great way to end a conversation. Hope you're all doing well out there tonight. I got a whole world of judgment on me now. I am cursed and called a craven coward. Of this I will avow. Well, I treasure my notoriety. I'm the man no man wants to see. Still, it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. I did it all for fortune and for fame. Now I'm the man. I shot and I killed Jesse James. Everybody knows me now for sure. Every meal's a feast, every empress is a whore. And it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. I see his face forever in my dreams. I see me shoot him with a gun. It was a gift from him to me, and I did it all for fortune and for fame. Now I'm the man. I shot and I killed Jesse James. Everybody knows me now for sure. Every meal's a feast, every embrace is a whore. And it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. I I see his face forever in my dreams. I see me shoot him with a gun. It was a gift from him to me, and I got a whole world of judgment on me now. Oh, I am cursed and cold, a craven coward. Of this I will avow. I treasure my notoriety. I'm the man no man wants to see. Still it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight, and than to be nobody all my life. Than to be nobody all my life. I did it so I wouldn't be nobody all my life. Oh, very nice, very nice. Thank you guys for coming out. How you been, Mr. Grant? What's going on?
I'm just doing great.
What's new? And what is new with Mr. Grant these days?
I'd like to give a shout out, a congratulations to my old friend Amy Goodman for Excellence in Broadcasting Award.
Cool.
For newscasting. If you all want to check out a good newscast, it's called Democracy Now! Mm-hmm. With the motto, the exception to the rulers.
And where is this?
They don't have any preconceived point of view other than to tell the truth, which is a little refreshing.
That's
although these days it's a little depressing too.
Yeah.
They do like a 10-minute headlines of the day every morning on YouTube. That's where I catch it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow, Mr. Grant has a YouTube schedule that he watches.
But it's American and world news. Canada doesn't get much. You don't look for your Canadian news.
There's not much happening here. I mean, it's a lot
happening,
Canada.
but it's under the radar.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Well, I mean, it's a relatively speaking, I don't know. It's happening everywhere, I guess. I don't even know what it is.
It's all
but that's
reacting.
cool. So what's it called again?
To Trump now.
Yeah.
It's called Democracy Now!
Democracy Now! It's a YouTube thing. Okay.
And Amy Goodman, she's like my little sister,
Cool.
You just feel like she's telling you the truth.
Okay. Well, that's a good way to feel, when you're hearing the truth.
Yeah.
I like to feel like I'm hearing the truth. There's a song called Old Perlican. I've been talking recently about, actually I haven't been talking about it at all. I've just been saying it, waiting for somebody to catch on, and nobody has. Murder Mindfully. It's a neat show on Netflix, actually. It's about a sort of a lawyer who ends off working for the mafia, and his job, of course, is very high stress, and he goes to a clinic to, sort of help him with his stress, and he learns all these mindfulness techniques, which are great, but he applies them to all of his sort of murderous situations, and sort of horrible things that happen in his mob life. It's called Murder Mindfully, I do believe. Murder
The
Mindfully.
Zen Hitman.
The Zen Hitman. It's pretty groovy, actually. Stranded in Nashville, I'm a boy from old Perlican. I went busking down Broadway. I made $4 American, and I'm homesick and I miss you. I was still back home fishing, but all of those times are gone. So strange to be in Tennessee, singing Newfoundland songs. I crossed over the border, 'neath the light from the stars. I had the luck of the Irish. I had my daddy's guitar. It was a Gibson J45, gonna keep me alive and comfort me midnight till dawn. So strange to be in Tennessee, singing Newfoundland songs. I know it isn't Hank Williams, but I could sing him as well. Jimmy Rogers, Blue Yodel, I sing Lefty. Frizzell, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a stranger here in Tennessee. I'm a boy from around the bay. Yeah, but I know how to sing, boys. I know how to play. 'Cause my daddy taught me these words, taught me these chords. He taught me before he passed on. How strange to be in Tennessee, singing hard, hard times, singing Kid on the Fawn. There's one small consolation in these desperate times. All of these Nashville songwriters are all trying to look like Ron Hines. How strange to be in Tennessee, singing Newfoundland songs. Oh my, little boy from Old Perlican. Oh, we're getting close here. We're getting really close here. And it's perfect time. Wow, we got this show running like it's on a train schedule. That, of course, would be due to my wife and her organizational skills of keeping everybody go. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Good to see you, Mr. Pino. E flat, right? Is that where we are again?
Yeah.
Looks like we got one song left with the band, and then me and Mr. Grant are going to play a song. Give these guys a rest. How's life for you, Barry? What's going on across the street? Much?
Oh, things are good.
Things are good?
Brought the trailer home yesterday.
Oh, yeah, she's all froze up for or all aired up for the winter?
Yeah.
That's good. How's Joyce's leg that she had hurt there a while back?
Past couple of days has been a lot better.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great. And Neil, how have things been with you?
Fine, thank you.
Everything good in your world?
I think I'd have to say yes.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
Nothing unusual, just the usual stuff.
Okay.
And when I come 75, life is pretty dull.
True, right? I keep forgetting that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know,
I mean, what do you do for the other 6 days and 22 hours of the week?
mostly sleep.
Sleep, and then you come here for 2 hours.
That's
Excellent.
right. And I'm exhausted again, so then I go home and sleep.
Sleep
for
for
2
another
days.
6 days and 22 hours.
You know, that's just the way it is.
Everything good with you, David? Yes, sir. Your dad's doing all right? Excellent. Mr. Grant, we already sort of talked, didn't we?
Yeah.
I know, it's cool.
Yeah, things are good.
That's excellent. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. and the evening still and dark, and the seagulls all are dreaming seagull dreams on Amherst Rock, and the mist is slowly moving as the storefront lights go dim, and the moon is gently lifted as the last ship's coming in. All the sailors got a story, some are true and some are false, but they're always wrecked, and they're up on the decks, and they're dancing the St. John's waltz.
We've had our share.
Have we now? You sure we've had our share?
Well, we're gonna
Of this
get our
chord?
share. Yeah.
You've had your share of this chord?
Sure.
We've had our share of history. We've seen nations come and go. We've seen battles rage over land and stage for 100 years or more. For beauty or for freedom, for country or for king, or for money or fame, but there are no names on the graves where men lie sleeping, and the 9 to 5 survive the day with a sigh and a dose of salts. In the park and the cars, and the packing and the bars, and the dancing and the St. John's waltz. Oh, my heart is on the highway, and I'm sold on going to see all the planes fill up the skyway, and the trains run swift and free. Leave the wayward free to wander, leave the restless free to roam. Whether it's rocks in the bay or an old cliche, you'll find your way back home. Don't question or inquire what's been gained, what's been lost. In a world of romance, don't miss out on the chance to be dancing the St. John's waltz. There you go, a little lovely St. John's waltz. Me and Mr. Grant are going to do a little duet now to end out the night. This song wasn't on the record. There was about 8 songs that didn't make the Ron record that we made. Some of them just didn't translate well at all, like Hero, which was on Ron's last record, and I don't think he'd fully developed it, and I tried to do something with it, it didn't work. The other one was, well, the really intimate songs of Ron's, Atlantic Blue and Dry. There's no way you could re-record those and make those work. I'm sure somebody could. I couldn't do it. Anyways, it was a long process. But this one didn't make it on because I just didn't, we never played this one. It wasn't until later, and I think when I started doing the Ron solo shows and I was talking about Ron's songwriting and I was really kind of trying to demonstrate things, I think the thing about this song that really kind of brought me into wrong songwriting was the bookended idea of it, and the content of the song being about a taxi cab driver. And, usually when you get in a taxi in Newfoundland, the driver will introduce himself and then ask where you're going, and then they'll tell you some stories along the way. And then at the end, they kind of reintroduce them again. Oh, yeah, well, remember, I'm Charlie and blah, blah, blah. And you've learned all about his brother and his cousins and everything. So Ron kind of did the same thing with this song, with an introduction that bookends the song, and then there's sort of a taxi driver's story in the middle, and it's a song about a taxi driver. So it's a really neat piece of music. And me and Grant have only ever sort of done it as a duo. So. Oh, cherry whiskey down at Jimmy's place.
Channeling our inner cab driver.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Or Uber driver nowadays, right?
That's right. Oh, so much anticipation. Taxied up and down this town since 1964. I wore out 10 or a dozen cars over 30 years or more. I drove the other side of midnight to the clear edge of dawn. Seen a whole lot of what wasn't right, and even more of what was wrong. This man jumps in my cab one night. I'm sitting at the stands. He slumps down in the back seat with his face down in his hands. I mumbled out of town, address was his only remark, till we're halfway out the highway, and he speaks up from the dark, and he says, I can find no comfort in this night. Friend, I believe I might have taken someone's life. I remember screaming, I remember the front door slam, but I can't recall how I got all these stains upon my hands. I drop him at this dirty shack. He's the picture of despair. Can't remember what the meter read, or if he even paid the fare. All I recall is a sweet relief. I was halfway back to town when a police cruiser with a flashing light was flagging me down. He said, where'd you take that last fare, mister? There were times I hear him whisper in the night. Friend, I believe I might have taken someone's life. I remember screaming, I remember the front door slam, but I can't recall how I got all these stains upon my hands. I taxied up and down this town since 1954. I wore out 10 or a dozen cars over 30 years or more. Drove the other side of midnight to the clear edge of dawn. Seen a whole lot of what wasn't right, and even more of what was wrong. even more of what was wrong, even more of what was wrong, more of what was wrong. Thank you, Russell. And Dave Prince brings me back to the ship, watching him perform after releasing Face the Gale. One of my favorite albums of all times. Dave, if you had the luxury of being at the ship watching him at the release of Face the Gale, you man, that's some lucky Ron years. I mean, you know, they were all. It was day by day, I guess, but I'm sure that you have great memories of Ron, as we all do. We're not going to do Sunny tonight because I have a treat for you. When I was on my way to Newfoundland, touring on No Dark, No Light, which was after I'd done the Ron tour, and I was after I'd done the first Ron tour, and I think it was 2015, and I was doing a solo tour out east with me and Allison and the girls, and I was brushing up on some material, and the girls were probably, oh God, I'm going to say 10 and 12. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. We'll see in a minute. But we used to have these, at some of these sort of shows, I would, if Allison and the girls were in the audience, I started inviting the girls up to sing. And the girls learned a couple songs from me. That's how sort of, that's when they kind of got the bug for singing with me, which we've done a lot. Dave Prince attended all the shows at the Ellis Pugh Hall when they recorded Standing in Line in the Rain. Oh my God. Man, like was Mercedes and Phil and Mike Wade and everybody there, they were all still alive and there at that point, right? I do believe. They would have all been there. Like, wow, what a great tribe that would have been. Sorry. Anyway, so the girls learned that. So I think the second time they ever sang with me was at a church in Brigus, which I think you played. Did you play out in Brigus with me, or what was that?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay, it must have been Mowat and Leighton.
Yeah, it must have been. Sounds familiar.
Right.
I
Yeah.
heard stories.
Yeah. Okay. So we did this show at a church in Brigus, which I also did with, I guess, the variety show players, and that's the video rewind tonight. So you get to see this is the second time the girls ever sang "Sunny's Dream" with me, and I think it was Allison who recorded it on the phone. But it's a great Whiskey Wednesday video rewind. Whiskey Wednesday rewind. There you go, Joe Murray. Nice for you. Whiskey Wednesday rewind. Okay, I didn't mean to offend anybody with that, but I think I just did. So it was Kinsman, Corey Tedford, Boomer, Glenn Simmons. Oh man, yeah. I'm thinking about more in the crowd, sort of, getting high, but in the background, like Mike Wade and Mur and Phil and all that gang. Although it wouldn't surprise me if Phil was involved. But either way, that's awesome. Wow, what a Kinsman, Corey Tedford, Boomer, and Glenn Simmons. What a band. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a Newfoundland magic right there, ladies and gentlemen. Next week is all requests, so start thinking about what songs you want, and we'll get at that. Thanks again for tuning in this week. It's been a wonderful time for us to walk down the history path of hanging out with Ron and learning and playing his music. We're going to end this right now with a video rewind. In the meantime, until we see you next week, remember when you're out in the world, as some of us have to do sometimes, be careful, be nice, be friendly, and try to be like Steve. Cheers.
Sonny, don't go away. I am here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. And these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired. I'm not all that strong. Sonny lives on a farm in a wide open space. You can kick off your shoes, you can give up the race, you can can lay down your head by a sweet riverbed, and Sonny always remembers what it was Mama said. Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone, and your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong. Sonny carries a load, though he's barely a man. There ain't all that to do, but he does what he can, and he watches the seas from a room by the stairs, and the waves keep on rolling. They've done that for years. Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone, and your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong.
It's 100 miles to town, Sonny's never been there, and he goes to the highway and he stands there and stares, and the man comes that far, and the mailman is old, and Sonny still dreams his dreams full of silver and gold. Sonny's dreams can't be real, they're just stories he's read. Stars in his eyes are just dreams in his head, and he's hungry inside for the wide world outside, and I know I'll never hold him, though I've tried and I've tried.
Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone, and your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong. Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone, your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong.
Once again, thanks for spending another Wednesday with us here at Storyhouse Studios. Thanks to Trainer, Yorkville, and the Longtooth Beverage Company for being a part of the show. We love our time on the Whiskey Wednesday show and appreciate all your support. Don't forget to hit up the tip jar if you feel so inclined. Never expected, but always appreciated. Tune in every week for more guests, songs, stories, drinks, and gear talk. And don't forget to visit the website, www.kentizzard.com, to sign up for the Whiskey Wednesday wrap-up. Compiled by Allison, this is a monthly overview with highlights, directories of songs, and so much more. Be kind, be helpful, be happy, be safe. See you next week.